Hey guys, Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I want to provide a quick update to the Solomon Richards movie prop hunt and how you can end up collecting all 10 of his props for him, get $150,000, 40,000 RP, and end up getting the Space Interlooper outfit, which is essentially the alien suit. And the part we're going to be focusing on in today's video are parts 8, 9, and 10, the final three, which Rockstar, inconveniently enough, made random spawn locations around the map. They couldn't make it easy and just have all 10 fixed locations. Instead, what Rockstar had to do was go out of their way to make sort of RNG take place. So the first 7 locations are incredibly easy. I'll leave a link to a video I did on day 1 in the description. But in today's video, we'll be focusing on exactly where the 3 random locations are. And what's nice about the random locations is even though they're random, Rockstar have programmed to at least work semi-specifically. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about right here. So there are 3 random vans that you have to find. The first one is the Pony, which is going to be carrying the Mummy prop. The second one is the Rumpo, which is going to be carrying the Tiger prop. And the third one is the Rebel, which is going to be carrying the Globe prop. So let's start with the Mummy prop first. There are 3 locations in which this could be found. The first is actually at the Epsilon Center. And each encounter is going to be a little bit different. So like naturally, if you find the Pony Mummy prop one at the Epsilon Center, there's going to be Epsilon NPCs there that are going to be super pissed when you take the van. And likewise, the other location is at the Court Center. So you're not going to find Epsilon players at the Court Center. It's going to be a different set of guards and NPCs that are going to get a little bit fussy. And the third location is going to be on the road right outside of the Court Center. So you know the Court Center has that like long winding highway. This one can be found right outside. So super easy locations. All of them are pretty much on the west side of Vinewood, just before you end up getting to that long stretch of highway. They're sort of all in this straight line that goes right through the golf course. So that is where you're going to find the first prop, or 8 of 10. The second random one is the Rumpo, which is going to have the Tiger prop in the back. And these are actually scattered the closest to each other. So they're actually going to be kind of close to Mirror Park, but on the opposite side of the highway. And you guys can see here that these are where the 3 locations are. In fact, you can see 2 of the locations, the one on the far left, are literally just a street apart from each other. So how convenient is that? And this area of the map is technically called La Mesa. It's located right by one of the movie theaters, clothing stores, and also one of the Los Santos custom shops. And that's actually really close to where the third location is. In fact, it's right next to Lester's factory from single player, where you actually go to that spot and then end up starting the single player heist mission. So it's actually located right there. That is where you will find the Rumpo van. And the third and final one is the Rebel, which is going to have the Globe prop. And these are all going to be located up in Palito Bay. So the first 2 are going to be scattered throughout the city. And the third location is going to be a little bit closer to that like tiny little like cul-de-sac. It's the one that features like the Up and Atomizer or Up and Atom burger place or whatever it is. It's just a little further along east on the highway. But that is where you'll find the Rebel, and that is where you will find the Globe prop. Now, I would say by default, this one is the hardest because it is the furthest away from Solomon Richards' office, and you do have to end up bringing the vehicle back to him. Now, one thing I didn't mention in my first video is that this can be done in any type of lobby. So it can be done in a private session, invite only, friend session. It doesn't matter. Now, I would recommend doing this in an invite-only session, or at least with your good friends and crew members, because if the vehicle is destroyed for whatever odd reason, let's say, for example, you accidentally run it into a gas station and it's destroyed, or someone blows you up, obviously, that's not going to work for Solomon Richards. So you're going to have to wait for the random event to spawn again. Now, if I had to give you a strategy on how to get this event to spawn in, it would honestly be to just jump around to random sessions until you find that one spawns on the map. Now, for this, it might actually be easiest to put your spawn location at last location, especially if you're looking for it in a place like Paleto Bay and whatnot. So that's what I would do. I would go to all three of these locations, set my location to last spot, and then just keep switching lobbies until you eventually get them to spawn on the map, and then you bring them to Solomon Richards. Now, what I would not do is do this in a public session. For a couple of reasons, like I mentioned, there could be griefers and people that will just kill you and make this process a lot more difficult. But also, number two, in a public session, there could be a lot of other things going on or a lot of players in the area that might interfere with said random event from actually spawning. So the less variables you have, the higher chance of these vehicles actually showing up. And I don't know if you have to collect all 7 of the fixed locations first. In fact, I know you don't have to, because on my PC account, I actually collected the van that spawns at the Epsilon Center before I had even found any of the other fixed locations. And the game will even tell you if you run across that before finding any of the other ones. You just have to bring it back to Solomon Richards' office. Now, if this wasn't obvious enough, these props will only spawn once you have actually visited Solomon at his office first. So even though you get the original text message from him, you have to go to the office to check out the crime scene before this event will actually occur. I've seen some players that have just been getting the original text and then have not been going to Solomon's office and wondering why they go to specific spots and nothing has actually spawned in for them. Well, that's why. It's because you have to actually go visit Solomon Richard at his office first. Now, the only other thing I can tell you is I don't think it matters what time of day it actually is for these vehicles to spawn in. Some people have said that only a few of them will happen during the day. Others will say it'll only happen at night. I have found them in multiple spots in multiple places during day and night. So I honestly think it's less about what time it is and more about having the right lobby where you don't have other players and other factors interfering with the vans ultimately spawning in. Long story short, I still think this is way easier than the other treasure hunts that Rockstar have introduced in the past, like the one for the Navy revolver or the one for like the serial killer murder mystery that they had a couple of years ago. And all of those were tied to Red Dead Redemption 2 events. This doesn't look like it's tied to anything related to either Red Dead Online or Red Dead Redemption 2. But either way, that should give you a better idea on how to complete this. This map was super helpful for me. Basically, just go to these locations and you'll be able to find where these vans are. You'll be able to eventually take them back to Solomon Richards and get your money, your RP, and your special item reward, the Interlooper alien suit. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Have you completed this treasure hunt for Solomon Richards yet, where you go around grabbing all 10 of his movie props? If you have, let me know you completed it. If you're in the process, let me know how many you have. If you're just not bothered by it, you can also let me know in the comments down below. Although, why would you have gotten this far in the video if you weren't? So again, let me know what you're thinking down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.